Shikers, and welcome back to the Nerdy Chic Universe. We're here at Omni Expo, and we have Brian Beacock from Digimon Tamers here.
Hello, hello.
Yay!
It's like insert the kids cheering. Yay!
Right. Insert applause. Smattering.
Yeah. How does it feel to be at a convention here?
It's awesome. I'm always excited at any time to get out of Los Angeles. So that's the first perk. But it's a great convention, and everyone is treating you really well, and great people, and amazing cosplay. Crazy cosplay like I've never seen before, and I've been to conventions all over the world, and it's pretty cool here.
Have you seen anybody from Digimon now?
I haven't, and I rarely do. You know what I mean? I haven't seen a Takato cosplay ever. Guilmon, I think I saw once.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's mainly the other stuff, Naruto and things like that I see around.
Yeah, at one of the other conventions we've been to, there were a lot of Digimon cosplayers,
Really?
and Joshua Seth was on an elevator with a few of them.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
How does it feel to meet your fans face to face?
It's the best part. I mean, it's a great job being a voiceover actor. It's really cool, but it's so isolated, essentially. You know, it's you and the engineer in the booth, and you record just your lines. You don't even see the other actors. So it's really a solitary world. So it's nice to kind of come in contact with the people that you're essentially doing this for. You know what I mean? And the kids in LA are awesome. Of course, kids in general are great, but they're really awesome out here in Florida. They're very polite, and it's not just kids all the time too. I mean, the people that watch Digimon are young adults now. You know, it was 17 years ago. So you know, like this college kid comes up and says, "Hey, I grew up watching you." You know, it's kind of neat. It's kind of neat.
Yeah, I recently watched the first episode of Tamers again.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, after so long, I'm like, wow, can't believe I was like 16. So
I know.
even watching this.
And there's a Takato discovering Guilmon in that warehouse, and yeah, I have to watch the whole series over again.
And what is officially one of the darkest seasons that Digimon
Is
ever
it
came
really?
up.
Yes, it is.
It is the darkest and yet the warmest. You know what I mean? It's got the most heart and had the most like emotional storylines, I think, in all the seasons. And I was just talking to a kid before about the way it ended. You know, it was really emotional. You know, really tug at your heartstrings. Very well directed by Mary Elizabeth McGlynn. She's phenomenal.
She's very talented.
She's very talented as an actor as well and singer.
Yeah. We also interviewed her before.
Yeah, she's great. I love her.
And then one we still mean to interview is Steve Bloom, because he also did some of the writing and some of the other
He's
work
so
for
good.
that.
And I don't know if he's directed. He's never directed me before, but just as an actor, he's amazing and a funny guy and a great, nice guy. And, yeah.
If only he comes back to Orlando.
I know.
Yes, we met him. I met him once, but
Did you?
yes, but it was at like one convention appearance he did a few years ago.
Oh, gotcha.
He doesn't get out this way very often, so.
Yeah, someone else was saying that, so I have to have a little talk with my friend Steve Bloom. Say, get over there, get to Florida.
We want to.
They love you. They want to see you.
They want to see you.
We want to interview you, man.
Right? The alligators are just dying to meet you.
So, you pretty much were on stage, TV, done a lot of voice acting, and so much more. What has been your favorite to do?
Well, I guess
Let's see.
of a favorite or a more memorable one, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Well, more memorable. I mean, so for voice acting, it's definitely Digimon because it was the first one. It basically, that one series started my whole voice acting career. I mean, just getting that one job led to everything else that I've done in the last 17 years, which is great. And then for regular acting, you know, I was lucky enough to get the national tour of Les Miserables, and I did that. And then for TV, I got to sing on The Tonight Show and sing for Betty White's birthday. And that was terrifying because it's live TV, you know what I mean? And it was Jay Leno and Matt Damon was the guest. So I met Matt Damon and Betty White, you know, came to my rehearsal in the dressing room, and I was terrified to meet her. And that was just a couple years ago, like 5 years ago. And so that was probably the most memorable TV thing. So fortunately, there's a lot of memorable moments, you know, and they're all fun.
Yeah, I used to watch Passions when I was younger,
Oh my
and
God.
I didn't even know.
I was on that.
Yeah, I didn't know you were
Oh
starting.
my gosh. And I had that, I don't want to say stupid baby, but it was a live baby. But there was a baby in the scene, and they say, never do scenes with animals or babies because they'll always either upstage you or ruin it for you. But I remember in one take that we did, the baby started crying, and consequently, I had messed up the line right before that, so we had to cut and redo it. So I got to redeem myself because I was petrified. It was the typical like bam, 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 scene after scene after scene, and you have to know your lines because there's no stopping unless a baby cries. So yeah.
How is it different to perform on stage from being in the voice actor seat?
Well, on stage you get to use everything. You use your body, you use your costumes, your facial expressions, and not just your voice. And in the booth, it's just your voice. So you have to learn how to manipulate your body and your voice in such a way to convey the emotions you need to get across. And on stage, if you're doing something like, Les Mis or whatever, it's 2.5 hours or 2 hours and 50 minutes of nonstop. Once you're out there, you're out there. And when you're in a recording booth, you do little lines one at a time. You can breathe, get some water, go to the bathroom. Once the ball starts rolling or the train's left the station for a stage play, you either survive it or you don't.
Who were you in Les Mis, if you don't mind me asking?
I was 22 different people, so I spent more time downstairs changing clothes than I did on stage.
Wow.
But I was one of Thénardier's minions, Master of the House. I played Babet.
Oh.
And I'm also one of the guys that captured one of the officers that captured Valjean when he stole the candlesticks. So I bring him back to the
Javert.
To the priest. Oh, good sir, you stole this something. And then I played, a farmer and a student and a guy on the barricade, and
wow,
it was crazy. And it was my first big Broadway show. I was 23 years old, and it was a big deal. It was a big deal to me. My parents were so excited. They're like, "Thank God, he finally got a good job." He's not a doctor, but he's gonna make it.
Yeah, but that's one of the Les Mis is one of the hardest jobs in theater, not just musical theater, but theater period.
It really is.
To land for an early gig like that.
It certainly is. I was really lucky, and I was prepared, and hard work meets preparation meets luck. So yeah, that's really good memories for that show.
Out of all the roles that you've done so far, what has been your favorite one?
Well, of course, like I said, Takato's great because
I think we asked that question already.
Because he's the first. But other roles are really cool. Like I'm doing one on Disney XD called Doraemon, and I play the next door neighbor Sneetch. And he's so mean and so snotty, and he's hysterical. It's really well written. A bunch of different directors have directed the show, but he's kind of my new favorite because he gets to say ridiculous things that Takato would never say.
And to top it off, this is Doraemon already, where where this show drinks Whack-A-Zaid from a clown shoe.
Yes. It's so great. It's a really cool show. We're waiting to see if we get season 2 of that one too.
Well, I was going to say there are multiple seasons of the Japanese version.
There are. It goes on forever. Doraemon is essentially Japan's Mickey Mouse, and it's been around for 50 years. And our show was the first time it was ever dubbed into English. So of this version of the show, this animation, I think there's maybe 8 seasons in Japan. So we'll see. It just depends on how well
Disney,
it does
if
in
Disney
the US,
wants to continue.
Well,
I think they will because again, the show's already drawn, so
Correct, right?
So again, all the work would be on your end with
Exactly.
with just the dubbing stuff.
We did do a feature film. It's called Stand By Me, Doraemon, and that did really well at the Japanese film market, and it's been released everywhere except the U.S. as of today. So we're waiting and hoping.
All right. Was there any role that you wished you'd done differently?
Well, that's a day-to-day question.
Yeah.
Gosh.
If there was one role you wish you could go back and that you really wish, if you could get that, like, one wish, if I could go back and change that, Back to the Future style,
Change it again.
just to get another shot at doing it.
Well, there are ones that I really enjoy doing, like Yumachika in Bleach. He, I was really satisfied with a lot of stuff that I did, but even when I would leave a session, I would sometimes think I could have just like heightened it maybe a little bit more and like pushed it maybe a little bit more. But as long as the director's happy with it, do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Then you've done your job. But he was such an insane character that I wish I had maybe like pushed it just a little bit more with him. Oh well.
What can you do?
What can you do? Not that, certainly.
I was gonna say with the fact that they keep releasing Bleach movies every once in a while, so you'll always get another.
Do it in a
shot.
film, right? Do it in a game,
Yeah, there's always another time.
Right.
Kind of like with Naruto, it's the story that never ends.
Oh my gosh! But it has ended, right? It's done.
It did, but now it's
coming back.
It's
because now it's moving on to his children.
Right.
So now Kishimoto's kind of working to do a new series, and he's done a couple of movies and a few manga releases of.
Right.
He's done a few short stories with the son and daughter, mostly focusing on the son because the son is the right age to kind of be the protagonist.
Right.
And the children of all of the original characters now coming around because they're all around that age to where they'd be starting at the beginning of the show.
So there might be a job yet for me in the future.
Probably main character status again.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yes.
That'd be awesome.
You're doing a zombie type series. Can you tell us about that?
Absolutely. It's called Acting Dead, and it's a zomedy, we're calling it. It's a kind of a cross between Parks and Recreation meets Shaun of the Dead. Ooh. So it's a TV comedy about zombies, but it's very, very tongue-in-cheek, very matter-of-fact. It's the story of this guy who I play, Tate Blodgett. His acting career is so terrible. He can't even get a job as an extra in like The Walking Dead or whatever. He's just so terrible. So there's this company, kind of an underground company in LA called Flatline Inc., where they actually kill actors and turn them into zombies. So they are better equipped to audition to play zombies. So all these people in Hollywood have now become zombies trying to get acting jobs in this hugely burgeoning zombie world that we have with TVs and movies, but now zombies are in fashion shows and birthday parties and brisses and all these things. Zombies are everywhere. So we got a bunch of stars to be in it. We got Debbie Gibson, who's a popular singer. You know what I mean?
Nice.
If you remember Debbie Gibson, she's awesome. Carolyn Hennessy, who was on True Blood and Cougar Town, she's in it. A bunch of soap stars are in it. So it's really cool. It's doing really well. We did a bunch of festivals. We played all over the world. We just recently won Best Comedy at the LA Indie Series Festival. So we're now pitching it. We've got producers over at Henson Studios and taking it out to TV, trying to get it produced.
Yeah, we'll catch that whenever it gets on TV.
Yeah, well, you can watch it now it's online right now at actingdead.com. And there's a bunch of bonus features, and there's currently 8 episodes and a couple bonus features and stuff. So.
All right, then we'll make sure to link to that in the
That'd
description.
be great, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm really proud of it. It's an awesome show.
Yes, everyone, link is in the description below.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Click. Yep. If you enjoy zombies, catch it.
Well, and also if you want to see Brian and a bunch of other people do something really awesome, go click that link.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Are there any new roles coming up
that you can talk about?
Yeah.
That I can talk about. Yeah, exactly. I'm doing a show on Netflix called Violetta, which is kind of like a Brazilian, I believe, don't quote me, soap opera meets Glee. So it's live action, and I'm dubbing one of the characters in that, Clement or Alex, and it's an odd show. It's very much like a Spanish soap opera musical. So I'm in season 3 on Netflix. I'm also, of course, doing Durarara, which is on Netflix.
Oh, yeah, they got another season of that.
Yeah, and it's getting weird. It's really getting weird, you guys. So that's
and
crazy.
this is Durara we're talking about. So
Of course.
we already had a weird starting
We know it's
point.
weird, so it's getting weirder. And then a couple of auditions and things coming up, and I'm still writing, and you can also just keep in contact with me, of course, on Twitter at Brian Beacock.
Of course.
Again, links in the description below. Go click those.
Well, I guess that's about it. Any other questions?
I was going to say, one of the other questions we didn't quite ask is that, are you hoping to get a sequel to any, or another chance to play any of the roles that you've already played, like hoping they do another season or something?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I would love to do another episode of Doraemon and play Sneetch, but you may or may not know, but Digimon, the new Digimon.
Right, Digimon Adventure Try.
Yes, and Takato comes back, apparently, what I've heard, in Season 3 in Japan. So Takato, Rika, they all come back, but we're only in Season 2 in the US, so if it doesn't make it, then I won't be able to come back and do Takato again. And I'm assuming that he would be older,
Right.
So I'd just be curious to see what the old guy's up to now. So hopefully Digimon is doing well enough to warrant bringing the third season to the U.S., which would be really cool. That's kind of the only one that that would really mean a lot, come full circle and do that guy again,
The ratings on TV are doing all right, but they're also getting a lot of stuff from streaming services, so they're taking that into account. So.
Hopefully, yeah.
So, putting all of that together, there's a pretty strong interest out there.
That'd be great.
And of course the community itself is just loving it. So.
Well, that's great, and that also means a lot too. They pay attention to that. They pay attention to message boards and blogs and things like that. And hopefully that's also reflected in the ratings as well. But so write in, tell stories, ask for it.
Well, I was going to say, it's Digimon. Why not?
It's Digimon. It's, there's already that big community for it.
It should never die.
Yeah, it shouldn't.
It's like, gotta give Pokemon a little competition. Come on.
Yeah.
Right. Which I've never seen. I will say I've never seen Pokemon.
All I have to say, little creatures and little pocket-sized balls.
It's like, we've got to give those little guys a bit of competition.
There you go.
It's the only way it stays interesting.
There you go.
Yeah, versus creatures that talk from a digital world. Well, I guess that's about it.
All right, everyone. We will see you next time.
Thanks,
Signing off.
guys.
All right. Take care. Remember, click the links in the description. Till next time.